I've been talking to you guys for a while about how if you start tearing down monuments and statues, that it's never going to stop. As a matter of fact, I have no doubt, as I often say, that eventually the progressives of 2030 will tear down the Obama Library, which is being built in Chicago right now, because let's not forget that Barack Obama, not only did he obviously play footsie with white supremacists by becoming president of the United States at a time that we were deeply racist and all of that stuff, and he didn't solve racism, because then why would we need old Joe Biden? But he was against gay marriage first time around. So obviously Barack Obama was an anti-LGBT bigot, hated gay people, did not think that they were equal to other people, right? Like this is just the line of thinking that these people will do, and they will justly burn down the Obama Library. So congrats, Obama, on helping usher this stuff in. Well, I've also been saying that they will come for Thomas Jefferson. And the reason I bring up Thomas Jefferson a lot is because he is my favorite of the founders. I've been to Monticello, his home in Virginia, many times. They run an extraordinary tour there where actually they spend most of the time talking about slavery. It's actually, I would say, quite disproportionate relative to the breadth of his entire career and work and life, all of the incredible scientific things that he did and the incredible political documents that he wrote and all that. He had a checkered past. There's no doubt that he owned slaves. There's a lot of evidence that he had relations with more than one slave and potentially had a child with at least one slave. These are all true statements, and we are all just men of our times. And if you think that the people that are canceling everybody now are better than those people back then who were freeing people, albeit, say inconsistently, yeah, you're just mistaken, because our politicians are far worse than any of these people. Well, anyway, New York City's coming from Thomas Jefferson. I've got a quote from the New York Times. We don't source the New York Times that often, but I thought we'll do it today. For more than 100 years, a 7-foot-tall statue of Thomas Jefferson has towered over members of the New York City Council in their chamber at City Hall, a testament to his role as one of the nation's founding fathers and the primary author of the Declaration of Independence. The primary author of the Declaration of Independence. I editorialized there. But for the last 2 decades, some Black and Latino council members, citing Jefferson's history as a slaveholder, called for the statue to be banished, a push that gained significant momentum in the last year as the nation has broadly reconsidered public monuments that can be viewed as symbols of systemic racism. On Monday, city officials voted to unanimously remove the statue from council chambers, but delayed a decision on where to put it. Jefferson embodies some of the most shameful parts of our country's history, Adrienne Adams, a councilwoman from Queens and co-chair of the caucus, said at the hearing. Now, I just want to reiterate, Dave, try not to curse. These people are stupid idiots, okay? That's what they are. They are self-righteous, navel-gazing, ridiculous buffoons. Thomas Jefferson basically authored the Declaration of Independence, not by himself, right? There's many documents going back and forth in letters where he was working with the other founders on it. But the document that freed us as a nation from England, he authored it. He was writing the very documents that were freeing the slaves as he was a slaveholder. And the bigger issue is, first off, none of us are completely innocent. None of us. Do you think that this woman, what was her name, Adrienne what? Do you think that Adrienne over there is completely innocent? My guess is Adrienne is probably a racist. She's probably a modern racist. Adrienne Adams, the councilwoman from Queens. That the idea that Jefferson embodies systemic racism, it's so evil. And not only is it evil, they're never going to stop. This is the point that everyone must understand at this point. They are never going to stop. We must stop trying to rationalize with them, use logic and sane arguments with them. They're never going to stop. They will be burning down your house. And you will go, oh my God, well, they do make a good point about gender pronouns. We better, oh my God, they're here. Is that a him or a her with the torch outside of the house that has the sign, I'm coming inside to kill you in a few minutes? Is that, oh, it's a Z? Okay. You see, we got a problem here. We got a real problem here. And then it hit me. I'm not the only one who's been warning that they might come for Thomas Jefferson. There's this orange man. Michael, did you figure out his name? Trump, yes. Oh, Donald Trump, yes. We're not allowed to talk about him anymore, but there was this orange man. He was president for 4 years. They memory hold the shit out of that thing. But he was president for 4 years, and I remembered that at one time he brought up that they're going to come for Thomas Jefferson. We've got videotape.
Well, no, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now, we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture.
Yeah, Orange Man. Credit where credit's due. You got it right. That's right. Not only are they going to come for Thomas Jefferson, but they will come for George Washington, the first president of the United States, who stepped down voluntarily after the Civil War, even though people wanted him to remain president and in charge of the army, and he did not want that kind of power. He thought it would be dangerous. Imagine one of our ridiculous politicians giving up power voluntarily. These people were so much better than us. It's ridiculous. Myself included. They were so much better and braver and more thoughtful and more serious about life. And built something so extraordinary that we're literally just handing away right now. That's what we're doing. And Trump makes a great point on the George Washington front because they're going to come for him. And I've also been to Mount Vernon, which I'm sure many of you have been to. That was George Washington's estate right outside of Washington, D.C., which you can go visit, and his remains are there. And one of the things that they talk about, they also do a tremendous amount about slavery. You take the tour and it's mostly, close to mostly, about slavery. So it's not that they're ignoring the history, but they will come and they will burn down Mount Vernon, and they will do it with a smile on their face because they will be stopping racists. What are you going to do?